What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking specifically about, is history going to repeat itself? So with all that being said, let's get into it. Okay guys, so you saw the title of the video, you saw the thumbnail, you heard what I said at the very beginning. Is history going to repeat itself? Now I'm going to explain what I mean by that, but this is an important thing to look at and keep in mind as far as stacking, premiums, spot price, and things of that nature. So we all know where spot price is currently in regards to platinum, silver, and gold. Now, forget all that for the moment. What I specifically want to talk about in this video is history going to repeat itself? What does that mean? Well, we're going to take a look at, on the screen cam, the historical spot price of all of these metals, where they sat in history, and whether or not I personally think history could repeat itself, and why that's beneficial, and why that's important, and why that pertains heavily to precious metals in general, platinum, gold, and silver. Because these metals have had a long history, and there are certain times in history that have made changes, substantial changes, to these metals and their overall spot price and value, and the way they have been perceived and the way people have looked at these metals. So we're going to go over the screen cam. We're going to take a look at the spot price historically, and I'm going to talk about why I think history could repeat itself again and why that will benefit all of us if it does. So we're going to go over to the screen cam and we're going to take a look at spot price, and we're going to talk about what my thoughts are on history repeating itself. Okay, everyone, so we're talking specifically about, will history repeat itself today? So I've got the historical spot price chart pulled up on Provident Precious Metals. This is my favorite chart to use because it's the easiest to use in general, but you could really use any chart. So basically, what we're going to talk about today is whether or not history will repeat itself, and I'm going to explain why I chose that topic to talk about today, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions and things of that nature. So we've got all four precious metals right here. Palladium we're going to just kind of hold off on because it sits in its own category in my opinion. But we're going to look at gold, silver, and platinum, and we're going to look at where it was historically and whether or not that's going to repeat itself. Now I'm going to explain why I think it might repeat itself, and I'm going to explain what I think might end up repeating. So if we take a look right here, and also one thing I want to talk about is this video is specifically talking about historically in regards to U.S. politics. Now, I'm not going to specifically discuss politics in this video, but politics will be sort of in this video in regards to history and things of that nature. So, U.S. history, as far as politics is concerned, right around November 2008 was a presidential election. And we saw spot price at gold at around $752. Now, we also know that in 2008, the economy was starting to go into a recession, was already in a recession. So the economy was really bad in 2008 and 2009. And gold sat somewhere around $750 all the way up to about $950 all the way through 2009. And at the end of 2009, towards the end of the recession, it looks like gold was at around $1131. Now, silver in 2008 and 2009, it looks like it stayed pretty consistently below 20 bucks. It looks like there was a dramatic dip around the election time to below 10 bucks, which is extremely low. And then we'll take a look at platinum. And platinum in 2008, of course, was going somewhere else by hitting its all-time high of $2,000 in March 2008, but then went straight in the tank at the end of 2008. Now, my guess is that has a lot to do with the auto manufacturers hurting real bad during the recession. So they weren't making cars. They don't need platinum. The value goes down. Boom. Tanks. Goes back up. I assume with the bailout. And towards 2011, we got pretty dang high on the platinum scale. We didn't hit that all-time high right before the recession, but we did get pretty high. So platinum must have been used in a lot of cars right before the recession, and then during the recession it tanked, but then it recovered and went very high. Now silver as well during the recession stayed below 20 bucks an ounce. A couple years after the recession, skyrocketed, all-time high. I don't know what it was in the 80s. I know there was an extreme spike in the 80s due to extreme manipulation, but as far as any recent time all the way back to 1990, that's around 30 years of a chart. We hit all-time highs around 2 or 3 years after the recession. Now, gold hit its all-time high as well 2 or 3 years after the recession. It looks like that is around August 2011. So gold and silver both hit their all-time highs around the same time. Now, gold has since broken its high in 2020, but we could see the same thing happen with the incoming administration in the United States, because the economy is not where it was previously as far as how good it was, and the incoming administration, I have a feeling, will be extremely similar to the previous administration that we had during 2011. So if my theory is right, with the administrations being extremely similar to one another, not only because they come from the same party, but because the incoming administration and the incoming president was the vice president to the president at the time of 2011. So a new administration took place at the very beginning of 2009. 2 or 3 years into that administration, silver skyrocketed, gold skyrocketed, and platinum made its way back up to very high numbers. It did not hit its all-time high, so it does move a little bit differently than silver and gold, but the same rule still generally applies. We go through a recession. We come out of that recession. Gold, silver, platinum all go very high. And so I have a strong feeling that the precious metals could take the same toll this time around. There's just too many similarities in the incoming administration and the administration during that time at which precious metals skyrocketed. Now, one thing I will say is the stock market during that time did not do that well, as not nearly as well as precious metals. So you might want to think about that and consider becoming a precious metal bull and a stock market bear. I'm not saying don't invest in the stock market. I'm not saying stock market's bad. But if history ends up repeating itself, which it does so many times, even though we know that when it's not known, it is doomed to repeat itself, and it's not necessarily good that it repeats itself, but that seems to be the trend throughout history, is people really never learn certain things from history, and so they end up repeating themselves. So we have a new administration coming in, and they are going to implement their policies and plans and things that they believe are good. And in my opinion, they will be extremely similar to the administration that took place during the same time that silver, gold, and platinum skyrocketed. So it's definitely something to think about, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people have talked about. But it's something that is very much likely to happen, in my opinion. Now, again, this is my opinion. This is speculation. Things could change, and anything really could happen. I want you all to make your own decisions about the financial decisions that you make in your lives. I'm just a guy with thoughts and opinions, and I have theories of my own and reasoning of my own. And these are the decisions I make, and I just make these videos to help you all make your own decisions. But not to make decisions for you. But nonetheless, guys, this is something to definitely pay attention to in the coming years. I originally, at the beginning of all this sort of crash, expected things to go back to normal quicker than they did. Obviously, silver is still above $20 an ounce. Gold is very, very high. And platinum is on its way up. So platinum's still a buy right now. I'm still going to stack gold this year because I still need to increase my gold holdings. But overall, I think any of these three precious metals increasing over the year as far as your overall holdings is not a bad play at all. And I strongly believe that history will repeat itself again. Now, hopefully history doesn't repeat itself so much to the point where the precious metals go way down 5, 6, 7 years from now. But at that point, I get the feeling if they do, it will be higher than where we previously saw. As you can see, we had a long stretch here of below 20 silver, a long stretch here of below 1,500 gold, and a pretty decent long stretch below 1,000 platinum. So hopefully if 6, 7, 8 years from now, if it goes down and it sits there for a while, like it could, hopefully it will be higher than where it was before. And I believe it probably will, to be honest. And that's why you really can't go wrong with stacking any of these precious metals. And these are all long-term stacks. And the longer you hold them, the more value they will have overall. Don't pay attention to short-term dips and rises. It just goes up and down, up and down. Take a picture or take a look at the big picture and the long-term haul, and you'll see that these metals go up over time, and it's really just inevitable. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you checking out my video, and I appreciate you listening to the comments that I have. So that's what I wanted to show you as far as these charts. Pretty interesting stuff to look at. Okay, guys, so that wraps up today's video on talking about whether or not history is going to repeat itself. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section are below. I'm kind of interested to what y'all think and where y'all think things might go. Again, this is very speculative video, so take it as you will and do your own research and come to your own conclusions about certain things. But with all that being said, guys, I appreciate all of y'all for stopping by. Thank you to all my loyal followers for stopping by. Thank you to any new people. Be sure to check out my other videos. I talk a lot about platinum as well as other precious metals. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And until next time, guys, we will see ya.